All right, welcome to Crazy Kids Lab. As you know, I'm the crazy one who's going to show you how to do some experiments, and I've got little scientist here, Isabella, here with me. Just give us a high five. Cool stuff. And we're going to do some experiments today with a particular powder that you've probably got. Okay, it's a little powder here called, well, actually, it looks like sugar. It looks like the stuff that you would probably use to do your washing in. Should you eat it? No, good, excellent. First rule of thumb when you do experiments, don't taste anything unless your parents say to do so. So what we're going to do is we're going to colour these up. So we're going to use one of these, which is a pipette, and we can call it an eyedropper as well, right? So you can grab one of those. I'm going to grab this one. Which colour would you like? Yellow? Go for yellow. And we're going to put a couple of drops in the water and mix it around. Now, if you can see, we're going to try and show you that when you place a couple of drops of this food colouring in the water, something amazing is going to happen. You probably haven't noticed this before, but let's see when we place this in, let's see if you can see something occur. Here we go. Ready? I don't know if you can see those rings. You try yours. Can you see some little rings? See little rings? Look at that. Yeah. Those little rings, they're called vortex rings, and we're going to do some more videos about vortex rings and how fun you can do it with smoke, but this is just with colour, so we can give it a bit of a mix. Give yours a mix there. Alright, cool. Excellent. Put the top on, because the last thing we want is to tip it over. Alright. Good stuff. Excellent. Alright, now here's the trick. I'm going to move these out of the way. Here's the trick. Grab yours. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to tip the water into the powder very, very quickly. The key here is you want to make sure that the powder mixes, right? If we just tip in slowly, it's just going to not work properly. We want to tip it in really fast. Okay, about like this. Ready? So watch. Pretend the water's there, and I'm going to go tip it all the way in. Yeah? All right, here we go. So hold it up. Doesn't matter if you spill it anywhere. Well, actually, just, yeah. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. And you watch what happens. Okay, it seems to be growing and getting bigger. Look at yours already. Crazy stuff. Look at this. Mine's not as fast as yours, but I can just tip it out like that. And so we're making here some snow. You can have a bit of a play with your snow. You can tip it out. So this is a chemical that absorbs water about 30 times its normal size, and it expands. So you notice that as we first put it in, it only took up a small amount of volume. But then when we added the water, it expanded and got bigger. Did you notice that? Yeah? Cool. Excellent. All right. And then what you can do is you can flatten it out like this, and you can draw shapes in it. Right? So again, you do a circle. You know, you can write your name. Lots of really cool stuff, right? So this is called instant snow. But you know where instant snow comes from? Where does instant snow come from? It's powder. It comes from baby nappies. Baby nappies. I've got a baby nappy here. Where do we put the baby nappies? There it is. It comes from baby nappies. It's the same chemical that's in baby nappies. However, something's a bit different about this one. Let me show you. If you can imagine that this chemical, I'm not sure if you can see that, but they've got two chemicals down there called polymers, right? And think of it like a ladder, right? So what we did is we had this chemical here and we added water. And the water went in. Don't you love that? I get my pen off, it's got a pink lid and look, it's still blue. All right, excellent. So let's try another colour. Let's see what this colour is. Ah, good. So we've got water here, and the water goes inside, and it causes this to swell. And we get a big fluff, right? But baby nappies don't fluff up like this. They actually do this. I've got some more powder in here. Can you see that powder? Yeah? So I've got some more powder in here, and that powder is the same chemical, but it's made a little bit differently. And when we add water to this, something slightly different happens. So let's get a bit more water here. And if I tip some like that, you heard it go in. All right. The crazy thing about this chemical, if I tip it upside down, wow, it's stuck in there, isn't it? So if I get this out and put your hand out, and look at that, it's actually made of gel. So this gel is the same chemical, but here it expands like that. But this gel is now like a big blob. So it's done the same thing as absorbed water. Isn't that cool? Yeah? And you can make like shapes, like there's a little snowman, right? So what's happened with this one, this chemical here has more chemicals joining them together, so when you add water, it doesn't swell, it stays together as a gel. Right, what was the word we just used? Gel. Fantastic, good, your memory's working. So it stays as a gel. Could you imagine if this here was made with the same weight this was? When the baby goes to the toilet, the nappy would explode. Not very good, yeah? So it stays as a gel, all right? So that's how we use instant snow. Now, if you want to do that experiment again, you know what you can do? You can get this out, flatten it on a plate, and then you put it out in the sun. And when you put it out in the sun, what happens to the chemical in here? What happens to the water? What happens to the water in there? If the sun's coming down and hitting that, the water's going to turn to gas. Gas, excellent. So it's going to go from water, right? It's going to go from water, which is a liquid, it's going to turn to a gas. And that means the powder's left behind, so we can do that experiment all over again. So if you've got some instant snow and you've used it, put it out in the sun, let the sun turn the water to gas, which we call evaporation, by the way, yeah? And then we can do the experiment again. So that's it for this experiment, but you know what? Of course, what I like to do is test your brain cells. So I hope your brain cells were listening, because we're going to do a little segment here I like to call the pressure test. All right, see you in a sec. All right, here we have the pressure test. So we're going to see how good your brain cells are, or should I say your brain cells, and we're going to see if you remember some of the science that we're behind our experiment. So the rules are that if you get it right, you get to press. If you get it wrong, I get to press. And you know, sometimes I get like, you know, something very excited and I press multiple times, so you never know how you go. All right, so first question. When we said with baby nappies, we said that when it absorbs the water, does it make snowy type of texture, or does it make a gel?
A gel.
Correct, it makes a gel. So you get to press. Ooh, okay. Next question. What did we say happens when you spread it out and the sun hits it to the water? Does the water stay in, or what? Tell me what happens.
Turns to gas.
Turns to gas. Oh, you're good. All right, next one. Okay. What was the word that we may or may not have used? I can't quite remember, that we said when it goes from a liquid to a gas. What do we call that? Uh-oh. You learnt it in class last year. It's called evaporation. We didn't use the term. I was testing your brain cells. Let's have, I get to press now. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, your turn. I might just add a bit more cream. Where's the cream? Why? Because look, it's getting a little bit low. Let's just add a bit more. Let's just add a bit more. Just a fraction more. Okay, another question. What two colours did we have today when we made our instant snow?
Red and yellow.
Red and yellow. Good. You get to press once. Oh. Okay. If you saw yellow snow in real life, should you touch it?
No.
Good answer. Okay, you press. Oh, I think you're doing something to the machine here.
I'm not.
I'm going to do one more. Let's see.
Really hard.
Okay, with the ladder, when we made the ladder and there was little things across, which one had more little rungs? Which one had more steps?
The gel.
The gel. Oh. Go, press it again. Oh! I think you nearly hit the television. Oh, it's fun. Even when you get the answer right, you still got to make sure that you watch your head where it goes. So good job. I'll give you a cough. There we go. All right, thanks for joining us today. Next time, we're going to be looking at some more experiments. Hope you had fun, and you never know. We might put slime on there. We might put fake poo. Who knows? All right, see you then. Thanks for being such a great sport. High five. Good job.